If you want a game that has punching, interesting faces, and nice views, then strap on. Or in. I think I meant in. Because this game is incredibly... It's alright. So let's get into it. Alright, so we start off in Dreamland, chasing ourselves around. You can't sprint, or jump, or attack, but you can crouch. What's the deeper meaning here? We then get screamed at by some green magic to wake us up, and when we open our eyes, Mum lets us out the back of a truck. I'm pretty sure there would have been another seat up front, but I guess that's just how mums are. Sometimes they want their space. See, this game keeps you guessing. Before you know it, you are back to chasing. You still can't sprint, you still can't jump, and trust me, I tried. You still can't attack, but you can crouch. What is that deeper meaning? So after a lot of running, Mum punches a hole in the wall with purple magic, we shimmy through one of those tight gaps that only games have, and then Mum gifts us with a hole puncher of our own. Thanks, Mum. Now, I know what you're thinking. I missed the chasing scenes from earlier, but don't worry, they thought of that. You are straight back into the action without skipping a beat. This game is clever. So me and Mum moved on to the climbing portion of the tutorial, and the rule of thumb here is if the cliff is moldy, you're allowed to climb it. Mum says watch your step, I miss my step, and then I'm met with an 80s villain punching his hand saying, well, what have we got here then?
What do we have here?
The combat is everything you'd expect and less. You can punch, you can dodge, you can even punch harder if they're blocking, but later, they do throw in a healing mechanic, which really spices things up. 10 minutes and 2 more tight gap shimmies later, there's a lot of these by the way, the combat is actually a bit more interesting. We've got the ability to step into people, which is actually pretty cool, although you only get 1 hit with them before you are yanked out of there. And you can also push people around and blow stuff up on command now. You'd think it would make the stealth parts more interesting, but it doesn't. It really, really doesn't. I'm a big fan of stealth games, but this gave me the same feeling that the MJ sections did in Spider-Man. You know, bored. Eventually, Handsome Jack shows up to reveal he's the big bad of this game too. He does a spoiler, commits a couple of spoilers, and then tells you to spoiler. And then after this, the game rewards you with some PS2 graphics for making it this far. And then we cut to 4 years after the big spoiler, where we're in a bar with this NPC that is neither an old lady or a little girl. I mean, what the hell is that? And now these guys are trying to have a little kiss, but the main character hates that. She says no and breaks it up by starting a bar fight by using the one power she learned 4 years ago. Okay, cool, we're now in a city. The game is clearly about to open its coat and show us the goods, right? Wrong. Well, maybe right. It depends on your definition of goods. Because now you are stuck in a find the door to the next fight, so you can find the door to the next fight loop. It's broken up with some cutscenes and gap shimmying, but it is long. Eventually, you meet some guy in a boat, and then this game really goes back to its roots because you get to chase someone all over again. But this time, slowly. They really want you to remember the good old days of chasing Mum. Around this point, you start to play with some new powers, and some of them are pretty cool. You can lure people to areas, which is the magic equivalent of throwing a glass bottle in the opposite direction. You can turn invisible for a bit, and some other stuff. The stealth didn't get any less dull, unfortunately, so I proceeded to throw myself full blast at everything and just hit them until the game said I could leave. However, from this point, things actually got incredibly fun. It was mostly because I loaded up Elden Ring and fought Consort Radahn, but that's where Unknown 9 really shines. It makes other games great. I give it an IGN 7 out of 10. Now enjoy the Elden Ring footage, subscribe, like, and thanks for watching.
you. A 1,000-year voyage guided by compassion.